Alright, today we'll be doing a valve adjustment on a 1984 Yamaha Tri Moto 200. This is the three-wheeler. The 83, 84, 85, 200, and sometimes the 225s are all the same. So first thing we're going to do, pull a recoil starter, and you don't necessarily have to do that, but it makes it a whole lot easier, and it's easy enough to do to pull that cover off. Grab a flat screwdriver and undo this cap here. That's an inspection hole, and then pull your intake side and your exhaust side valve check caps off. So this is intake here, and that's what we'll be doing since that's the easiest one for you to see. But 10 millimeter nut on top here. To check these valves, here is your measurements here. 0.002 to 0.0035 is intake. 0.0043 to 0.006 is exhaust. So we're going to find a number kind of in the middle of those. So 0.003 inches will be the intake. And what you do then is, after you find top dead center, so turn your motor over with a 17 millimeter socket here until you find top dead center, and then you want to hold it there. Now I'm a little bit off. If you spin it backwards, which you don't necessarily want to do, you always want to spin it farther than you need, and then turn it to the T. That's top dead center, and then you want to be on the compression stroke. So if you're not on the compression stroke, your lobes on your cam will be in a position that will make these valves tight, and that's not where you want to be. You want them as loose as they're ever going to get. If you don't have them in the correct position, then you will be doing more damage than good. So 0.003, slide our feeler gauge in there. If you can slide it back and forth too easily, then you want to tighten those up, and that's pretty easy there. You want to make sure that it's good and snug. So take a 10 millimeter wrench and loosen this lock nut. And you can, what I do then is take the 0.003 feeler gauge, stick it in there, and you can use fingers or pliers if needed to turn that down to where it needs to go. And you want to make sure that when you move it back and forth, it's grabbing a little bit. If you can't move it hardly at all, then you know that you're too tight there. So then I like to leave the feeler gauge in there, tighten up that lock nut, and then check it again. So this one is a little bit looser here. I must have bumped that adjuster nut, so I can loosen it up again and do it again. So we've got, snug it down so it's tight on that feeler gauge, move it around a little bit, and then tighten that lock nut. A lot of times when you tighten it, your adjuster screw will tighten as well. That's why I like to leave the feeler gauges in there. That kind of holds it up a little bit, but also you don't want it too tight on your feeler gauge. So once you get that done, go to the exhaust, do the same thing. 0.005 would be kind of in the middle for that, and do the exact same thing. Tighten your lock, or loosen your lock nut there, adjust your adjuster screw, and then tighten your lock nut back down. Then what I like to do is take your socket here, spin it all the way over a couple times just to make sure all your clearances are good. The inspection window here, I'll show you what you're looking at. I've got this cam sprocket pulled, and if you're in the right position here, this line will be straight to the top of the head. There's a mark on the top of the head there. You want those to line up. So if you pull your motor and pull your top end apart, you want to put your cam, and there's a keeper right there, so your cam will be in the correct position if you put your sprocket in the correct position there. Then also looking down in here, if you can see that there's a T and a mark. If you turn the motor back slightly, you'll see an F. That's not where you want to be. That's fire. We want top dead center, and again, we want it on top dead center compression. So that is adjusting valves on a Tri Moto 200 three-wheeler.